Jordan. You
Sorry.
You could have done it half an hour ago. Everyone in chat wouldn't have been yelling. Either way. It is going to be ViCi starting out on that T side, so it'll be Invictus to defend the premier performance of Bottle. I'm keen to see how it goes. Really excited for Invictus. And we'll see how they go. Last time we saw ViCi and Invictus play on VERTIGO, it was the battle of the T sides. The CT sides for both teams were very lackluster, and the T sides were where both of the teams really had a lot of impact and had, I think, 10+ round halves. So let's see if that's going to continue as a trend. Sage spotting out a couple of players taking this middle control. Destroyer trying to get a pick before they do actually end up making their way into what I think is going to be this mid to B split now.
Yeah, a couple of shots being exchanged at the moment. Out comes the Flood. Just shots coming left, right, and center, but Flying still anchoring the site before he's eventually going to be overwhelmed by the Glock. So Invictus, it's just up to Bottle. Mitch's favorite player right now to see what he can find.
Get him, Bottle! Get him!
Glass him! Don't! But
this is going to be the big one for Bottle. If he can start off with a 1v3, he might put some of the concerns to rest, but maybe there's a bit too much pressure on him.
Don't mind that approach from Invictus. They are a team with 5 players who can all shoot you in the head. Okay, it's very, how I'd say it's confident. Don't know if you would use the same word, Kevin.
Definitely would not. But I don't know if the word I would use would be, I think the word I would use is interesting.
PogChamp.
PogChamp.
I was not PogChamp. That is literally like, you know, when I go, I'm going to try something here.
Well, first
and then Jordan just looks at me, or Mitch just looks at me when I'm trying something, and it just ends in inevitable failure, and they just look at me and just go, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah, last time you said you were going to try something, it was very inappropriate, Kevin. So really would rather you don't mention that interaction that we had between ourselves in the privacy of our homes. And ViCi, let's see if they can navigate this way through this one-man advantage that they have earned for themselves. They're just going to throw a nice little execute on this site to deal with the dying parts of this round. But Invictus, with plenty of players over here, might be able to do something about it.
Flank's been nullified as well. So just have to walk headlong into the Deagles at the moment.
Yeah, Jamie does a pretty good job on the entry. Kaze also following him up. And that is going to be probably the end of the round. Flying is in a rather unusual position. And that's nice for Kaze and for the rest of ViCi to get it
At the stage. So if ViCi are just able to keep all guns up and just kind of consolidate these rounds quite nicely, I think it's going to be a nice little start. Zokin cops a pretty big chunk of damage with that Zink.
That grenade should finish Flying off, although it does just bounce back down the stairs. Still, he's not going to get away alive. Orman's too switched on to let that happen. And ViCi will progress their way up ramp, upstairs. They've really just progressed all the way through the map, exactly where they want to, which is not too surprising because there's not really that much defense here available to Invictus, running around with only the USPs.
Yep, Khalil's just cleaning up at the moment.
It's a good way to run an anti-eco. Just take that ramp control, you smoke the sites, the A side off, chuck the molly up onto the crates, put that bomb down. It's a pretty consistent way to close out a round. Similar to what Renegades also do on this map, anti-eco. Exact same thing, pretty much.
Nice couple of shots from Xiaosago, but
you know, an AUG is one thing. If you've got a strong economy, you know, go for your life. Buy it as much as you want. But if you can't buy a full nade set on the CT side and you're buying an AUG instead, then you're meant to be playing some real special angle that gets the most out of that gun and doesn't need utility. Either way, first buy round here for Invictus. I feel like the team that's going to win VERTIGO out of these two is going to be the one that gets the most value out of their CT side. Because it really is the truth. Like last time, hold on, ViCi is splitting mid to B again.
Yeah, Xiao's in a good spot there to deal with Zoking, but Jamyong sharp. Maybe not sharp enough. Still, Advent's looking pretty crisp with that Galil, and ViCi's into B.
To get that bomb plant down. Advent playing into close position with the 1 HP. Wants to try to catch one of these CTs off guard, retaking.
two coming in from CT and from jump up. One coming in on the flank, but Orman's got the flank covered off at this stage. And Kaze, as you were saying early on, Jordan is in some pretty good form. I think with the low HP there, it's just going to be kind of the getaway signal right now for Invictus, just to save and hold on to these weapons.
Looking pretty one-sided so far. But like I said, it's the T sides that are going to be dominant for both sides, or at least it was last time. So that's going to be the trend. As I was getting to before that mid to B split came in, I think the team that does better on their CT side will likely win this map. And that needs to be Invictus, because as we move on to Nuke, I feel like that's where ViCi should win most of the time. ViCi just has a by far and away better Nuke than any other team in Asia.
That was better than Tyler's Nuke, that's for sure.
Oh,
That's a very confident statement.
You guys are haters.
That's really not hard, to be honest.
Yeah. Look, I mean, to be honest, ViCi don't have a terrible Vertigo either. We've seen them have their moments on this map as well. So if they continue off on this trend that they've had, they not too bad. Jam Young wins a fairly critical aim duel in mid. Viva down early on in the piece, and it's a bit of a half buy for Invictus. So they kind of need to be leading from the front in a round like this to win.
Yeah, look, I feel like Invictus is a little bit hard done by in this matchup in terms of the veto, to be honest, because like one of their better maps is Dust 2, and that's just ViCi's perma. And the map that ViCi used to be really good at, used to be their home ground, was Overpass, but nowadays not so much. And you know, it's not really one that Invictus really likes to play. So in terms of what Invictus can go towards, pretty much every other map that they can try to pick is one that ViCi are pretty decent at, whereas ViCi can go towards Nuke and get themselves a pretty decent advantage in most vetoes. So until Invictus starts to work on some of these other maps, like maybe an Overpass, for example, or gets quite a bit better at Nuke, I think they're going to be hard done by beating ViCi in a lot of these series, at least without trying to pull off a 2-1.
Kaze straight in there, ready to plant the bomb plant. And Advent drops pretty quickly after that. Still, numbers are there for ViCi, but not for long. Bottle, your boy, he's starting to ramp up a little bit in this round. 2 kills already, 2 pretty sharp kills, but he's going to have to find the remaining 2 by himself, because Kaze has just dispatched of flying. Looks like Bottle will just elect to save instead. Unfortunate, because that 2v2 really looked like it might be a possibility.
No kit though, and Kaze just taking out, I think it was flying on the rotate. Meant that too difficult to find 2 remaining Ts, especially with 20 HP. Plays a long con over here, but I think the danger right now is also ViCi's.
5 rifle on Invictus is not the worst thing ever. They're not a team that needs an AWP. They need to get rolling at some point on this CT side though. Try to chip a few rounds away, because it's already getting out of control. Look at how much money Kaze has in the bank, dude. He's got 12 grand. It's insane. Like ViCi setting up B stairs. Mid-round push goes the way of flying quite nicely. But he does get traded back, so really not ideal. Now you're going to start to see the rotation shift as the CTs get spread a little thinner. And Advent's fragging today, boys. Look at him go.
Bottle's there as well to assist. Soaking leaves at the worst time. Beaver's going to hear all of that. He's going to be able to push forward from behind. And Bottle definitely putting on a bit of a clinic right now as well. Locking down this B site and making it very tricky. But with that frag, they should know surely where Bottle is. He's pushing through the edge of the smoke. But Kaze is just unkillable at this stage.
10-0.
I think the AWP's limiting for Kaze. Yeah.
You can't kill as many people that quickly.
I like Kaze on the rifle. I think he bangs with the rifle.
I really like Kaze on the rifle as well.
It's like the same argument we have for Sterling a lot of the time as well. Not saying that they don't bang on the AWP, they definitely do. But sometimes with the rifle, they're still a master craftsman as well.
Yeah, Kaze is definitely a good example of that. The man could just be more mobile, can do more things. And sometimes on the AWP, especially if the economy's not strong, you can feel like, oh, if I take this risk now and die, like, it's going to negatively impact the game. Sometimes as well, it is a bit of the factor of, like, you do the same thing over and over again to where, like, sometimes you just pick up the rifle and it's like breathes a whole new level of life into your game. It's the same anti-eco from ViCi Gaming. Smokes on towards the site, mollies all over the place.
Just, I don't know even what to say at this stage. Invictus just die before they can really see anyone. Maybe they have 1 or 2 windows opportunity, maybe to shoot. But it just feels like, oh, we're going to have to go save again.
Just a very solid way to anti-eco on VERTIGO. You love to see it. Don't lose any guns, continue building up this money. ViCi Gaming's now going up 7-0.
Yeah, it's been a pretty methodical T-side so far from ViCi in that they've just sort of worked their way through these rounds. It hasn't been anything too flashy, nothing too explosive. Done it by committee. I mean, Kaze's been doing a lot of work.
Oh, Viva.
Viva, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's not fragging.
Not Kaze.
Maybe it's time to go for a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, I rate that. Bit of Monkey Island or something. Do you think you do any monkeying around over here towards the ramp? ViCi, cute little boost to try to contest. Soaking trying to peer over the smoke, see what he can see. But so far no fight just yet. Although Invictus do look like they want to contest. It's opener from Zoking, and that puts Invictus very, very far behind. They don't actually try to trade that. After initially losing that pick, they just scurry back onto the site instead of trying to get that man disadvantage back. So things just going bad to worse for Invictus. They don't really have anything going for them.
Destroyer's peering over the smoke. Viva watching the scaffolding side. But ViCi are not interested yet in pushing toward the A bomb site. They're just probing, causing some issues. But they're not committing to it. And that's keeping Invictus guessing. Look at the rotation that Flying's made. He's off the B bomb site, looking around in mid, keeping an eye on things. Now he has to go back to B, but he's the only player there. And now ViCi are headed in that direction. Wisely, though, Xiao, he's starting to move over towards that B bomb site, and he's making that quick rotation happening. Viva also catching Zoking. See how this one does pan out. 1 or 2 frags on the entry here from Invictus, and they might be in with a round. Xiao has managed to make his way actually into the bomb site, and he'll try to spot over the smokes. Won't have too much luck there, though, because ViCi's into the site, planting the bomb.
4-4 retake, best chance that Invictus has had so far. Have to go on this flashbang and smoke grenade to at least cover up something. There's a flashbang. No smoke being used just so far. And it looks like ViCi Gaming should be able to tear apart the rest of the remainder of Invictus. But the trade's now actually falling back in the favor. Kaze, yeah, his position has kind of been compromised over here, but all it takes is a single nice shot to fly. Oh, and he gets the wall bang to deny the defuse. He's radiant, some would say. Invictus, they can buy up once again, but I don't know if it's a case of you can keep buying, but these rounds where they seemingly they can get into these advantageous situations, they just get split apart like that. It's a big crunch coming once again from ViCi Gaming, and just like that, 25 seconds in.
Yeah, who would have...
Oh my goodness, Jam Young, stop!
Who would predict for Invictus?
What an
Honestly,
idiot!
Who would do that?
What kind of an idiot
I've got a hilarious thing. So one of the alternate IDs for Advent, literally in Chinese, literally translates to, yeah, not bad.
Oh, really? Where'd you find that?
It's like, because I was looking at like how old he was, because I'm like, is Advent a dad gamer yet or not? It turns out he's only 1 year older than me, so not yet a dad gamer, I guess.
I mean, he could be a dad at this point.
I thought Advent was like 30.
No, he's actually born in the year 92.
Wow.
So he'd be what, 28?
28.
Yeah, 28. So.
Jesus, I thought Advent was 30 for sure. Is HLTV on? Advent.
Go on.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Not good. I think it's also a bit harsh because ViCi definitely, they're coming in at the moment with a pretty solid game plan as all things considered. You can see ViCi is changing up the pace. On one round they go for a default. Next one they really just speed up the pace and they catch Invictus off guard.
Wow. I don't know what to say about this. Like, I knew that the T sides would be the stronger of the two, but Invictus, they actually... I mean, the only way I'm going to put it is they have to get around for that argument to work. And again, it's the same anti-eco from ViCi, by the way. Smoke's on the site. They're not even throwing the molly on the crates this time. And again, it's looking pretty effective.
It's just a slaughterhouse at the moment. I don't even know if it's... Destroyer's 0-9 at the moment. getting absolutely railed by Jamyo. It's gone. I don't want Kaze and Zoking to have all the frags.
What about, I don't want ViCi to have all the rounds. Maybe I do. 16-0.
Hello, ViCi.
Share.
I don't know, actually.
Thank you.
I listen to the Chinese commentators a lot of the time, and I'm like, it's okay. There's going to be an alright trade, actually, for Invictus as well.
Ooh, maybe I did curse it.
Oh, he's always done this. Kaze's still alive, though. I don't think he's actually gone down just yet. And Jamyoung's actually managed to find the flank, so that's a little bit of something now for them to work with in this B site.
Jamyoung's always the ever-consistent one, the one that can do the damage in the rounds like this when it needs to be. He's going to be helped out by Kaze, who is left in the 1-on-2. Kaze's already clutched a 1-on-2 out, and he'll in the back of the site, deals with Destroyer pretty comfortably, and Viva peeks in. Big spray from Kaze, goes a little wide. The nade, that's a bit of a bad one. I'll just say that.
He's picked up another HE nade.
Oh no, Viva's not going to expect this one.
Oh, he picked up the second one.
Do they think that ViCi has the mental issue against Hylo? These are the sorts of things, right?
Interesting.
Like, who do they think is the star player in the ViCi roster, etc., etc.? Do they think Slowly's as good as we think he is? That kind of thing.
It's been a while since I've tuned in, but last time it's like they do actually talk a lot about the storylines a lot of the time. And I mean, this storyline, if they were talking about it, is just a demolition, right?
Get one of them on geographically challenged.
That's it.
Ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I
Related from Japanese as well. So there you have it.
Well,
Another fast pace to the B side. It is going to be the double up setup this time around, but don't know if this is going to work just yet. Is Destroyer off the 0 kill mark?
let's
This
see.
is also my next question.
Well, let's see if this... Yeah, he is. Let's see if this is going to be the change-up that Invictus needs. Boost up to try to catch him off guard. And it does that exactly that. Ooh, not a bad flick from Destroyer for his second frag of the game.
Smoke's going to go down, and Zoking, well, he finds Destroyer before the smoke blooms. Now fully white, he's pushing forward. Xiao dies in the molly. I thought that Zoking was going to cop a bullet in the side of the head, but no harm there, no foul.
This is, I don't know, just an absolute clinic at the moment. What do you say? Just
Into another anti-force, which I can only assume will be an A-site execute. The rush into mid does come out, and Jamyoung does go down. And ViCi, even though they know there's so many players towards middle, they still throw the execute onto that A-bomb site.
yeah, want to make sure that no one's there, but might be a push forward. Kaze finally goes down. Best chance that they've had so far for Invictus at the moment on this force buy.
I'm actually disappointed by that, because that might have been the first time I've ever seen anyone go through a whole half without losing their life at all, but we won't get it.
Look at Zoking's mouse movements right now. He's flicking all around. Allman's on the big flank.
Where's Orman coming from? Oh, he's got no idea Flying's there, but somehow he still gets away. Flying will tap the bomb. Orman not going to fall for it. He's playing the bait game. He's playing chicken. And it seems Flying has lost. Orman has heard him here. He's watching, he's waiting. He hasn't won the duel, but I think he's got the time.
Wow.
And that's going to be that. ViCi have won the round again.
They finally killed Kaze. It took 14 rounds of...
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Why does Jamyoung have an autocannon?
Why not?
I mean, I know why, but I think that kind of just tells you the scope of this game right now. Double up for Invictus to work with still. Try to at least get something on the board. So much utility left for both sides, and that's not how you do it. Orman's now AWPing.
Ortman.
Ortman.
What do you think about that, John?
There's a lot of AKs in Spawn
I
as
don't
well.
like it.
A very strong opinion about this when they're up 14-0.
I don't think Orman should be AWPing at all. I think he should be rifling.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's just headshot after headshot. What do you do over here at the moment? Yes, Bottle's got a headshot, but it's not a frag at the end of the day with the A4.
It is funny that Jamyoung's the one carrying the bomb right now instead of Advent. It seems Advent has taken less of a bomb plant duty lately and more of a I'm going to be the first man in duty. which actually seems to work out okay for ViCi. And this might well end up being a 15-0 half. Flying goes through the smoke right into a flurry of bullets. Spottle, he's going to have to get the 1v5 here, Pilski, to make you proud of him. And unfortunately, Stefan, they weren't able to get the 16-0. Maybe ViCi are going to put it over the line. Jam Young started well against
He
Spottle.
hasn't even got his silencer on his USP. Like, how BM is that? He's taken the silencer off the USP, run at the other team in mid and just 1v them and then pieced it.
Why not?
It'd be like that sometimes. Orman's already pushed down as well, so he's already on the flank. Should be watched by Flying though, so not too concerned about that one just yet. Might have been heard out as well. Now a bit concerned if the shots aren't being landed, as Orman's backpedaling is still able to get that frag at the end of the day. Destroyer, I think they exchanged positions. Very odd round to eventually lead to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, 3v3, which is still not too bad actually for Invictus. And if they work their way to A, they might actually be in with a problem because Jam Young's pushed all the way through underneath him. He's walking up the ramp at the moment, and he'll hear all of those footsteps. Kaze alongside Advent, just waiting on the site, but Jam Young continuing, by the way, without the silencer to get some frags, and it's just one player left.
16-0.
That is going to be that. It's a 16-0 today for ViCi, and just to add insult to injury, it's the full 10-second defuse that Invictus has to sit through here before that 16 comes up on the